okay, let's say total transparency, buyer knows what's going on, seller knows what's going on, bank knows what's going on. We're going to make this happen. Put it together, seller can go buy another house to relieve of that debt?
Yeah, they have to go get qualified, and whoever, it would work best with like smaller bank if you're going to be doing this. But you'd probably just go back to your bank and say, hey, what can I do, to get qualified? Because they know the situation better than anybody. If you got a loan through Wells Fargo and you sold it on contract, they let you sell it on contract or whatever, and then you went over to Bank of America, Bank of America is still going to know that you got that mortgage over there, and they're not going to understand what happened.
Right, so you might want to stick with Wells.
Stick with your same bank and talk to them, because you probably developed a somewhat decent relationship with them negotiating this whole thing, and so I would just go back to them.
If you can, and that, the contract, it's akin to some people who, they buy a smaller home, they live in that for 4 or 5 years, and then they decide they're going to rent that home out. And so they put a renter in there, and there's a certain amount of the rent that they get to use for income to offset the expenses that they have on it. So qualifying-wise, when you're buying another property, it's very similar to that, that you have this money coming in that offsets that money that's going out. And if you've done well, it may be even, a positive. I don't know that, I know in rentals, like with FHA, they'll only count 75% of the money coming in after the expenses, that kind of thing, because they want to show, a vacancy rate, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure about how much of the contract income they would count, but it certainly would lessen the liability and allow you to go out and buy another house. And I think given that that's the only thing that's different in a traditional, good credit file, that kind of thing, not going to be a huge factor.
Right.
And so, that's that is doable if you can do that. Now, obviously, Tony, there's that risk, and I'm certain that you're well aware of the risk of self-financing and that kind of thing. So we'd be remiss if we didn't at least talk about that part of it.